Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm back. It's Nancy Joy. This week, I have a message about karma and the fact that it's completely an illusion, and it has really no bearing over your spiritual growth or your journey at all, other than your perception of how it plays into that. And it's really important that the light workers and spiritual beings guiding themselves and humanity into the fifth dimension, into the shift, ascension, whatever you want to call it, is really on board with this program, an authentic, true source of being. According to the teachings in A Course in Miracles, they say the end of the world will not come through its destruction, but through a change in our perception. So we're all waiting for the new reality, and of course we're creating it, and we know we're God creators. But maybe we forget the perception because of how our minds have been trained. There are natural, universal laws that guide our paths and emanate from our hearts, directly from Source. These laws are kind and compassionate and loving, and they gently guide and direct each one of us along our pathway through whatever traumas, dramas we may create, into understanding, into more expansion, into the light. And then there are man-made laws that are generated by dogma. Let's take, in the case of karma, spiritual and religious dogma. There is no God on earth that chooses you to suffer. There is no source of God creator within that chooses humanity to suffering, or even says one must suffer to find God. That's an illusion, it's perception, and it has blocked so many from the true embracing of the power and the beauty of who they are. And this, in particular, the law of karma was created to diminish you, to keep you on the wheel of coming back into this third dimension to serve its masters and its controllers, instead of allowing your natural soul's journey to continue to be more and more, to return to the light, to return to Source, to ascend, if you will, or ascend by bringing it into your physical body. For example, the law of karma tells you that if you do something wrong, then something of like kind will happen to you. If you harm or hurt someone, you will be harmed or hurt. An eye for an eye, tit for tat. Very Old Testament, isn't it? And oftentimes you hear in the light worker realms, well, it's karma, it's your karma, it's just what you've chosen because of something that happened in your past, and yada, yada, yada. And as long as you continue to believe that, you will keep creating it. And thus, those who wish to diminish you and tarnish your light have you cycling back, just like John Belushi in Groundhog Day, back again to the same thing, trying to correct a debt in your mind that you must have created. You must have done something wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing right. There's just what you choose to do to learn on your journey through soul agreement. And that's really the basic knowing. And when somebody's really gone astray, the light surrounds them to show them their beauty, not destroys them to have a horrible experience, to repay a debt. The whole debt thing sounds pretty much like the cabal, right? Have us working for lower wages, not knowing who we truly are. So this is coming to an end, but not because there's a forgiveness of debt, because there never was any forgiveness of karma or debt, because that's all fiat. It's all an illusion. It's all not real. You're trying so hard to pay back a debt with fiat currency that isn't real. And then by the same token, you're trying hard not to harm anyone or hurt anyone because karma then will foist it on you. Well, that's not why you're kind. That's not why you're loving. You're kind and loving because that's your true beauty. That's your true nature. So I wanted y'all to take a look at this today real briefly. Let me give you a little example. If you see someone being, let's say, about to be harmed, to be shot or stabbed or something, and you go and you save them, well, there's two ways karma looks at that, and either way you're the winner. You interrupted their journey. They were working out some form of karma from before, and you interfered with it. Therefore, that causes you more karma. On the other hand, if you are seeing this incident take place and you do nothing, well, that's bad karma. You could have saved a life and you didn't. You were a part of causing the harm. It's a no-win. Not a win-win, right? It's a no-win any way you look at that man-made law of karma. And so we want to head toward the universal law, the loving and the kind law. The place to shift things isn't through a repayment thing, neither a borrower nor a lender be, let's say. The way to shift something that you may have caused harm is to take responsibility for it, recognize it in your heart, and have that experience create a better person, a lighter being, a more expanded soul. I mean, this is kind of logical, isn't it? And yet you really have to be careful because the traps here of our programming are so subtle. So there's no universal law out there in any way that wants you to do anything but shine, know your beauty, be as kind to one another as you can. And if you don't for some reason, then that's your growth place and that's where you're learning. So take a look at your perceptions, all your perceptions, because what did the Course in Miracles teach? It isn't about the destruction of the world. It's about the changing of your perceptions. So take a look at your destructive perceptions this week, and especially in relationship to karma, and let's erase that whole thing. Doesn't exist. It's not the truth. So catch the magic of this, really feel it in your heart, and have a great week. Please remember the free mini sessions. Go to my website under sessions. Still a few spots on the Alaskan cruise. Love to have a few more of you along. And Egypt has been reset. New dates, October 28th to November 8th, 2015. There'll be more on that. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Bye.